everybody, my name is Kadian Thomas and I'm author of young adult fantasy novel Sparks Fly. Sparks Fly is currently available everywhere books are sold, including Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, Books-A-Million, and IndieBound. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about CreateSpace and Ingram Spark and the pros and cons for using either or both of these sites. CreateSpace, as we all know, is an Amazon-owned company built for self-publishing authors to publish and distribute their books. And Ingram Spark pretty much is the same exact thing. It's a self-publishing platform you can use to publish and also distribute your books. If you are a self-published author, then you've probably already heard of CreateSpace and Ingram Spark. And these are the two most popular platforms to use to publish and distribute many books. So let's start with CreateSpace. So what are the pros and cons of CreateSpace? Let's start with the pros. Pro number 1. CreateSpace is free to use and there are no setup fees attached to start working on CreateSpace. It is as simple as uploading your manuscript onto the site and your book cover, and you're all ready to print your book out. Pro number 2. Like I mentioned before, in one, CreateSpace is very easy to use. It's so user-friendly. It's a step-by-step process doing everything. It has instructions along the way for you to follow. So it is so easy to start using CreateSpace, set up your account, and start uploading. 3. Printing your novel is not very expensive at all. I think, in my opinion, CreateSpace has probably one of the lowest price when it comes to printing your paperback books. No matter how big the book is, it always ends up being just a little bit cheaper than other self-publishing platforms. 4. You can publish your book in paperback and on Kindle in ebook format, therefore giving your readers more ways to enjoy your novel. 5. CreateSpace offers you a free ISBN, so if you don't already own ISBNs, you don't plan on buying any ISBNs, then you could always use CreateSpace free ISBNs. But of course, with using any companies or any platform's ISBN, there are some restrictions for using that, and you should do some research into what these restrictions are before you decide fully if you want to use one of those, either CreateSpace or Ingram Spark, one of these platforms' ISBNs. And 6, like I mentioned before, it's an Amazon-owned company, and so you can sell your books on Amazon and in ebook format on Kindle, allowing you to sell your books on one of the most popular sites for everything in the world and possibly reaching thousands of readers. So these are some amazing pros for CreateSpace. So let's look at the cons for CreateSpace. Con number 1. So though you're able to set up your book in paperback and on Kindle in ebook format, there are no hardcover formats on CreateSpace as of this time. So if there's an option that you wanted for your novel, you would have to go elsewhere to find this option because CreateSpace has no option for hardcovers. Con number 2. So this was on the pro side, that you could sell your book on Amazon and ebook on Kindle. However, majority of the time it's only being sold on Amazon and Kindle, so you're missing out on other areas or other ways to find readers and other popular sites that readers might go on to find books. So in a way, you're sort of limited considering the vast world that we have out there and how many readers you could possibly reach. Alright, so let's go on to Ingram Spark. So like I said, Ingram Spark is a self-publishing platform for self-published authors to publish and distribute their work. And Ingram Spark sort of has a reputation of being of the quality when it comes to book publishing, and always have like a higher standard and always like is a notch or edge above the rest. They pride themselves on professionalism, quality, and just being like the best print-on-demand company out there for self-published authors. So let's talk about the pros of Ingram Spark. Pro number 1. So a good pro for Ingram Spark is that they do offer hardcover version. And not just the hardcover version, they offer a paperback, and you could also publish your ebooks through Ingram Spark. So they have every version of a book that you could possibly want, which allows you to be more flexible and to reach your audiences in different ways, because a lot of people like to have hardcovers, some people prefer paperback. So you have an option for whatever your audience might be, and believe it or not, people decide to buy or not buy books based on these small things. Pro number 2. So Ingram Spark is said to have a slightly better royalty rate than CreateSpace if we're comparing the two. So I should have mentioned that in the con for CreateSpace. Not that their royalty rate is terrible, just that Ingram Spark might have a couple cents over them. 3. Not only are you able to sell your book on Amazon, that's an option you have unless you opt out of it, you can also publish your book and have your book distributed to BarnesandNoble.com, Books A Million, IndieBound, and a lot of other online book sites where books are sold. So pretty much as soon as you publish your book through Ingram Spark, it appears online at a bunch of different places, and so you have so much options and so many people to reach because your book is on so many different sites, and it gives you a better chance to push your work and gain some exposure. And as you know, we self-published authors, we need all the exposure we can get because it's definitely not easy. And that is pretty much the pros for Ingram Spark. Now we're gonna move on to the cons. Con number 1. Oh my god, this is like the biggest one ever. So for Ingram Spark, there is a setup fee to use Ingram Spark or to publish a title or set up a title through Ingram Spark. It's usually a $49 fee for each title that you want to set up through them, right? So we're thinking, fine, $49 fee. The pros sound pretty good, so why not? I mean, if you publish a lot of books over time, you end up paying a lot of money over time, but it's over time, so it's fine. But that's not where the money spending ends. No, that's not where it ends, because Ingram Spark also charges you a fee every time you have to make a correction or every time you have to upload a new document after you've published your book. So say for example, you've gone through everything and you're like, yes, this is ready, this is what I've been waiting for, publish, which I should probably also point out, they kind of force you to do because you cannot print your book until you have published it. So you want a copy of your book to browse through and see how it looks as a finished product? Nope, you have to publish it. And once you publish it, then all bets are off. So once you publish it, you're like, yeah, wait, is my name spelled wrong? Is it missing an A? Am I now Kadin? Damn. Instead of Kadian? Damn. That's not my name, so I should definitely change it. It's just one letter. They'll understand. No. There is always a fee for uploading different documents. What you have to do is upload a new document. So you make corrections to the original or document you have, then you upload that new document to Ingram Spark. That's how it works. So every time you upload a new document for a correction, whether it's a letter or not or whatever, or you accidentally uploaded a new document, who cares? You are charged a correction fee, and I think that's like $25 to $20 or about something like that every time you have to upload a new document. So just hope that you don't make any mistakes along the way, because it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Con number 2. So needless to say, using Ingram Spark is not very cheap. Not only there's a setup fee, there's like correction fees. However, that's not where it ends when it comes to being expensive. Ingram Spark is significantly, and this is just in my opinion because I've used both, and I've printed my books through CreateSpace and Ingram Spark, and it's significantly, in my opinion, significantly more expensive to print the same like paperback book through Ingram than printing through CreateSpace. It is. I don't know what causes this difference in price. It might be the fact that Ingram sort of like prides themselves on being giving you quality products, and they probably use different materials and different ink and different type of printing method, whatever it is. But to print your book out is more expensive. So what I do is I print all my paperback books through CreateSpace because it's cheaper on CreateSpace, and since I have no other options, I print my hardcover books through Ingram because CreateSpace doesn't print hardcovers. So kinda got me cornered there. And con number 3 is it's not as easy to use Ingram Spark as it is to use CreateSpace. I don't know why. Can you figure it out? Yes. Is it like rocket science? Probably not. But I guess switching from CreateSpace and the ease and of which you're able to use it and the flexibility of CreateSpace, and going over to Ingram and you're like, wait, this is kind of different, because I guess you kind of think that it'll be the same kind of process, but it's not. And then it ends up feeling just a little bit more complicated. But I guess if you're used to using Ingram Sparks first, then it will feel fine because you're already used to using Ingram Sparks first. But if you are comparing Ingram Spark and CreateSpace, in my opinion, I would say that CreateSpace is a lot easier to use in terms of setting up your account through them, and then uploading your book and your cover and getting that stuff ready for publishing and printing. I feel like CreateSpace is such an easy step-by-step process, and Ingram Spark, even though it is still a step-by-step process, just seems way more complicated than it needs to be. Also, I feel like Ingram Spark, when it comes to the type of document that you can upload for your manuscript, is so much less flexible. Thinking that most authors write or have their novels in, they probably have it in Word. Well, that's how I write my novels. I write them down in Word. People might use other softwares or whatever it is, but I write down everything in Word, and I assume that probably a lot of people do that too. But on Ingram, you can't upload a Word document. It has to be converted to PDF and then uploaded. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that difficult. But I'm just saying, like, why can't we just use Word? Word is awesome. Though I understand why Ingram Sparks have their strict rules and guidelines for the type of document that they want you to upload, I just feel like with technology advancing, they could make a software that can figure it out, in my opinion. But whatever. But yeah, that's it for today with my video on the pros and cons of CreateSpace and Ingram Spark. Maybe I'll do other videos in the future going more in depth into CreateSpace and Ingram Sparks. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and would like to see more like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Follow me on my different social media platforms to see when I'm doing bookish posts, giveaways, and writing tips. Speaking of giveaways, I'm doing a giveaway right now on Goodreads, and I'll leave links to that in the description box down below so you can check it out. I'll see you guys next time when I post a new video. Bye.